When it comes to the differences between males and females, there are so many stereotypes. Some of them are funny and some might be true, but most of them are just labels, which don't help us understand or appreciate anyone. You are so much more than just a label, and so is everyone else in your life. Unique, wonderful individuals created by God to be loved and appreciated. Labels limit people. You can probably list quite a few similar labels and stereotypes. Do these sound familiar? Women are emotional, men don't have feelings. Women won't stop talking, men don't listen. Women love shopping, men hate it. Women cover every last detail, men speak in headlines. I could name many more, and they would all have the same in common: partial truths that end up limiting people and ignoring the wonderful individuality that God has placed in each of us. Free will. The ability to think, choose, believe, and wrestle with our conscience. We're not robots. We're surprising, capricious, constantly changing beings who are capable of a seemingly endless spectrum of choices. Choice isn't just a gift, it's a responsibility. Choices have some consequences. What we choose to think about and how we act on those thoughts and feelings has a massive impact on the quality of our lives. Have you ever looked back on some bad choices you made and thought, what in the world was I thinking? There's no superior inferior hierarchy between men and women. Our brains are hardwired differently, and these anatomical variations in architect and function illuminate some of the reasons why women and men are exquisitely different. We're equal, designed to improve, strengthen, complement, and complete one another according to God's design. Our recall of the past is often selective. When we operate from bad habits, toxic thoughts, we tend to dwell on mistakes, pain, and trauma events from our past, which strengthen and reinforce these toxic memories and thoughts. The presence and influence of these toxic thoughts poison our communication and they cause electrical chemical chaos in the brain. As you watch and hear and feel yourself reacting to a situation or event, you use your front part of your brain to stand outside of yourself and do this. Control your reaction by making the decision to stop, repent, and rewire, meaning to renew your mind. A lot of us has developed a toxic tolerance. We've repeatedly used the unhealthy patterns of thought networks and harmful memories for so long, a few months, 1 to 2 years, and beyond, that we believe they're normal. We think that's how we are. It's not true. God's given you the ability to change, to renew your mind. If you consciously catch that unhealthy, toxic memory or thought in that initial 10-minute window, even a simple decision to change will start to weaken that negative pattern. But you will have to work for 21 days to build in the new healthy thought network in place of the toxic one. This work is the intentional process of strengthening and reinforcing the healthy thought. As you do this, the healthy thought or memory will become your new normal. The rewiring cycle takes about 21 days, but the more consistent you are using the new good healthy memory, the easier it will become. The old is gone after 21 days and you have built the new. But this needs to be built into all the complex circuits. That way of reacting have been linked into other memories, so the traces of the old patterns may be dragged up in certain situations. Don't let the reappearance of the thought memory discourage you. Its presence doesn't ensure its power. Your mind is being renewed. the negative side of men. This can apply also to females who also have male energy. Men will often bottle up their emotions and never work through them, which ultimately ends up creating toxic patterns. Sooner or later, an emotionally toxic man will lash out because he hasn't properly processed his emotions. This is because emotions are alive and living and need to be dealt with in some way, either in physical health, words, and or action. And much like science, you can imagine relationships strictly with rules. They're living and breathing. They require effort and a commitment to embrace the mystery. Don't let the often puzzling and confusing tendencies of the other gender frustrate you. It's a mystery, but don't see it as a helplessly complicated, unsolvable puzzle. Instead, treat it as an invitation to an exciting adventure, a journey of discovery that will lead you to a new place and change you along the way. We serve a magnificent creator who loves us so much that he or she makes each of us unique. And while that makes understanding all of us nearly impossible, it proves that regardless of gender, every individual is a masterpiece crafted by the maker's hands. Don't fix me, just listen. A man will feel, express, and verbalize his emotions independently, while a woman will feel, express, and verbalize her emotions at the same time. This makes a man's conversation on average more filled with facts, and a woman's conversation on average is more filled with emotion. Men are built to do something about problems. Women are built to listen to problems. Embrace your differences. Men mentally index their thoughts, women externally pour out their thoughts. This gives the impression women talk more, but it's not really word amount that counts, but rather how the thoughts process into the words directly in men and women. Men and women have different expectations and experiences in communication, and that's okay. Ladies, sometimes your gent will let a conversation die out, but he is not being rude or standoffish. Rather, he enjoys and interprets periods of silence as quality companionship. He also uses these periods of silence to continue to process the communication inside his richly packed, I don't know, the top of the brain moving towards the back. By the same token, men, your lady is hardwired to love to talk and she views conversation as quality time. After all, she has more nerve cells in this area, a very active double X chromosome, making the language centers in her brain very busy. Most toxic thoughts stem from some kind of emotional pain. It may sound far fetched, but the science proves that you can actually think yourself sick, not just mentally ill, but physically too. Some of us may have experienced this, those IBS, irritable bowel syndrome symptoms when you are under pressure, those excruciating headaches when you are in a constant conflict situation, those nagging aches in your shoulders or back when you anticipate something going wrong, those wishes of adrenaline that make you bend over in agony when a situation arises that you cannot control, and so on. Women tend to experience this type of thing more intensely. Men tend to compartmentalize and internalize, which puts them in the danger zone of heart attacks because the internal piece of the body is strained until the tension becomes so great it finally snaps. Thank you, family, for rocking with me this year. I hope you have a happy new year, 2023. Shout out to my subscribers, supporters, ancestors, archangels, everyone who helped me to get to this point. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so very much. Now, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button. December 31st is my B-Day, and you can celebrate with me by hitting that like button, okay?